Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another special edition of the Shooters Lounge podcast. I am Matt at PostUp323. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Any traction we can get, any feedback and stuff, just give us a holler. You can follow the Shooters Lounge on the socials at the artist formerly known as Twitter, and also on Instagram at the Shooters Lounge 3. This is the second edition, guys, of talking to some UK fans about their teams. We had the first edition a couple of weeks ago with Matt from Go On My Sons. Tonight, we've got Sean here from UK Books. Sean, welcome to the Shooters Lounge, bro. It's good to have you, mate.
Hi, mate. Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. My pleasure, mate. My pleasure. Thanks a lot for agreeing to do it, mate. So we're going to be talking some Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Are you ready, Sean, to talk some of your books?
Let's do it. Let's discuss the absolute roller coaster that has been a season for us so far.
Absolutely. Roller coaster is the word, I think, mate, isn't it? I think you've definitely been through the ringer a bit, haven't you, this season, man?
It's been interesting.
That's
probably one way to put it.
Absolutely, yeah. Testing the nerves and the daily ins and outs of being an NBA fan, isn't it, man? So, yeah, like you say, roller coaster is definitely the word for it, man. You've changed coaches. There was a big off-season trade. Some players weren't very happy. Now we've got a new coach at the helm. So the question for you, Sean, is how has the season been going for you?
It's been an interesting one. I was one of Griffin's biggest advocates, which caused me quite a bit of aggro on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I was in daily arguments with various different people. I've been compared to Donald Trump this season.
Wow.
At one point. It's weird. I still struggle to accept the fact that we got rid of a coach mid-season. I don't think it. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. At the time, I didn't understand it. I didn't really believe it. I thought it was a bad move. Hearing the things that have came out since he has been fired now makes it a lot more understandable as to why we got rid of him.
Yeah,
but I still think it's a ballsy thing to do when you've got a very small championship window.
Absolutely.
Obviously, Giannis. He will always do what he does. But bringing in Dame, it's obviously brought in so much expectation for this team for this season. But I don't know. We were playing poorly, weren't we? But we're still winning games. That's obviously improved slightly now the Docs came in. I think he had a bit of a rough start before the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Understandable given the first 5 games of his tenure were on a West Coast away tour, wasn't it? So
yeah, a bit of a rough start, wasn't it? Not a lot of time with the team, and then it's kind of we're going on a West Coast road trip. It's you're hitting the ground running, aren't you, for sure?
It's one of those that, because I think even Doc had brought up at one point of why didn't I just come in at the All-Star break, which personally I think might have actually been easier because he would have got more time with the team. Obviously, the fact that we were sitting second in the conference when the All-Star coaches were decided, so Doc managed 8 games or something by that point, was then going to the All-Star game.
That's crazy, mate. Like you say, common sense should prevail at some point where you're going, we need to give it somebody else. You can't give it Doc, who's been here like a week or something.
You would feel quite hard done by if you were the coach of the Cavs, wouldn't you? I can't remember what the boy's name was, but you'd feel a little
Bickerstaff, yeah.
That's fine. You'd feel a little bit hard done by going, I've got my team at third. Like, how has this happened? The game's been here 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'd love for him to let Griffin still do it, but obviously I don't know if he's allowed. But you know what I mean? It'd be nice bit of a resume for you. Well,
sorry I replaced you, mate. But by the way, have this as an apology.
Yeah, I think Doc did say he was going to give the whatever proceeds he made or whatever to, which is a nice touch kind of thing. But
All-Star break. We've been absolutely fantastic. The team have obviously had that time to reset. From what I've read, there's been a lot of discussions had between Doc and the players, whether it's as a group or whether it's individually. And it seems to have pulled players like Bobby Portis, who's been in a bit of a rattle season, seems to have pulled him in the right direction. Obviously, Dame has been inconsistent and maybe safe.
Yeah.
But the ironic thing about that, and it's much like Giannis when Giannis has a poor game, it's still an above average game. But for Damian's standards, it's maybe seen as he could be doing better here, he could be doing better there.
Sure.
But it can't be easy, both because him and Giannis are now having to deal with you're not the alpha on the team anymore, are you? You are now joint.
Is it still Giannis's team then, Sean? Is he still the guy? Would you say?
I would say it's still Giannis, but Giannis is more than happy that he's already said that down the stretch it's now going to be Dame's team. he's more than happy that in the last few minutes of a game, give the ball to Damien, let him do his thing. In throughout the season, that is possible. It does work.
But absolutely. Yeah,
it's trying to get everyone to buy into the same idea now, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's the most frightening two-man game probably in the league, isn't it? If them two kind of like, I don't know how you stop that, man. I don't know how you stop that. If they're at the end of games, I'm not sure how you can beat that, man.
I've said this since the start of the season. I don't care how we do in the regular season as long as we make the playoffs. As long as we make it to the postseason, I'm quite happy. And from there, the guys can figure out exactly what they have to do.
Yeah, I think the last couple of years have shown that, mate, haven't they? That just get in the playoffs and then all bets are off. And I think
we showed last year that having the 1 seed in the league quite clearly does not bring you anything.
No.
But when it comes to sort of Damon Giannis, you've got 82 games to figure it out with training sessions in between. Get us to the playoffs and do your thing. But see, in a weird way, I actually feel kind of bad for Chris Middleton because he has went from being Giannis's Robin to being the butler.
Yeah.
He's now Alfred on the sidelines, sort of. Granted, the injuries don't particularly help, but he's now the guy that sat on the sidelines. But when he's playing, he's no longer the number 2.
Not a bad number 3, though, bro. Really?
Well, no, it's a cracking number 3. But it's a lot of change for everyone in the team. And I've actually said this to quite a few folk. Lillard's trade happening so late is probably what's hindered the Bucks slightly.
Not a full training camp or anything.
Yeah, you don't get the full training camp. We brought in a rookie coach with the intention that Jrue Holiday was going to be our point guard for the season. That completely changed everything. And then you go, by the way, we know you're new. We know we promised you X, Y, and Z, but good luck managing this. Off you go.
Yeah. Are you a Doc Rivers fan before he was given the job? Or were you a...
No.
I haven't really met anybody who is, man. I'll be honest. Everybody's like,
I've warmed to him. If he's going to be the coach of the Bucks, I'll back him more than happily. I'm not going to sit and slate him. He's the man in charge. I can't do anything from Scotland, Ghana, so I may as well back him.
I don't know, man. You can do a lot these days. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
The snag I've got with the hiring is, yes, he was the best of a bad bunch. There's no denying that. There wasn't a hell of a lot of slim pickings in the middle of the season.
We
had no interest in hiring him at the start of the season.
No.
When we were looking for a head coach, Doc Rivers wasn't somebody we looked at.
No.
So I feel like we've taken what we can and went, right, screw it, we're going to have to make this work. Let's see what happens.
Like say, because your championship window can be so small, you've kind of got to get a name in that's going to a big name. Because Doc Rivers is a big name, whether you agree he's not the best coach or he is a big name, isn't he? He's got a reputation around the league. People know who he is, and
that's it. He comes in and automatically gets the respect of the players.
I think that's it, mate. Because I think how things ended with Griffin, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't really sound like it ended very good with him and the players. So
no, it sounded very much like there was a bit of a mutiny going on in the changing rooms.
Well, I mean, Bobby Portis outright just come out and said it, didn't he? Pretty much, I think. There was no, it might be going on behind the scenes. He pretty much come out and said just as much, didn't he?
That's the sad part I feel for Griff, because obviously, like I'm saying, that every day of the week you do the Dame trade. I have no question about that whatsoever. You ask me anytime I'm trading Jrue for Damien, right? And I love Jrue Holiday. I thought he was a great Milwaukee Buck. Felt quite bad that he got traded the day after he said he wanted to retire as a Buck.
Oh no!
But,
when you see him in that Celtics uniform, it's a little tear, dude.
A little bit. I feel like he deserves better than the Celtics. They're obviously a good team, but they're not a nice franchise in my eyes. Any Celtics fans that are listening to this, but
I'm sure you'll get a comment, mate, if they are.
More than likely, I've had a few, but I actually felt bad for Griffin because he came in and he's basically been thrown in the deep end. That he would have had that even with Jrue Holiday, but you've got a lot of personalities to try and keep happy. You've got a lot of things to try and make work. Yeah, I actually quite enjoyed that he came out after games and held his hands up and went, you know what, I've made a mistake. That's fine. We can make that work. But there's then obviously times where that's now happening. You look at it and you could tell then from what the players have said since that he quite clearly didn't have the locker room. He had to go. And we move on.
Like Yanni said, you've gone from having Budenholzer to having Griffin and now Doc. So within quite a short period of time, having 3 different coaches, 3 different schemes, I can imagine it's been a tough transition for him.
Just to throw a curveball out here, we should never have sacked Mike Budenholzer.
Really? Were you a Budenholzer stayer, mate? Yeah.
I liked him. I have no. Well,
I always wondered who the one was. You must have been the guy. Fair play, mate. Fair play.
I like them, but again, and much like Griff, I had quite a few discussions with folk about we won the championship despite Budenholzer. Budenholzer still put the team together and got them on the court. There's only so much a coach can do at that point. He still got us through. I just think that given that we got beat, obviously, what was it? 4-1, we lost to the Heat in the series, right? But then comes out that Budenholzer's brother died through that series. You've lost your best player in Giannis through injury. And Bud's still turning up. Brother died unexpectedly. They're still turning up to work, not saying a word to anyone and just getting on with it. I feel like he probably deserves a bit better. But if you take all those situations out, and obviously injuries are part of basketball, the part of sport.
Sure.
But when you take all that, I still think maybe, you know what, we'll give you another bit of time and see where it goes. The fact that we then hired Griffin and it went so wrong makes me think that maybe, why not give him an extra go?
I think what's Bud's kind of undoing was for me, bro, was like the in-game adjustments were quite that it was like we've got plan A and then there was no plan B. There was no changing. Like we're going to keep going and it either works or it doesn't.
If plan A doesn't work, I don't know where we're going.
Yeah, that's how it seemed, mate. Obviously, you probably watch the books more than I do.
You know, like we had such a good defense working under Bud that you could just leave Giannis to be Giannis up the other end of the court.
Yeah.
You then add in Damian Lillard to that. Yeah, your defense then takes a bit of a hit, but can you imagine the offense you could have with those two if you could figure out your D?
Yes.
So
absolutely. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how it goes for the rest of the season.
Yeah. What's it like watching Lillard then? Because I'm obviously you know who Dame Lillard is before, but it's different, isn't it, when you watch the players every week or however many times they play. What's it like now watching Dame every night? Like,
still a bit of a pinch me moment, but it's the same as you watching any superstar, isn't it? You know, you could say the same for the Suns with KD and Booker and things like that.
Oh yeah.
We sit watching Giannis every night, going, I can't believe he's on our team. Now you've got Giannis coming on the court, and you've got Damian Lillard beside him, going, wow. Jeez, so it's still a bit wild, but I can't wait to see the playoffs are where I'm hoping to. Well, what I'm waiting for now.
Sure.
You know, I think we seem to have figured out stuff going forward now. So get to the playoffs, and then it's going to be crazy and pinching myself every night. I think going, we're going to the final, we're winning it all.
Yeah, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know any team who's had a record as the Bucks did when they changed the coach. Like you said, they were still winning games, and
the Cavs were similar when they won it a few years back. Apparently,
yes,
they had a better similar record.
That's right. Yeah,
and they done it, and a lot of people sort of jumped onto that and went, "Well, if it works for the Cavs, it's going to work for us this season."
So you've got to win it all, then, mate.
Yeah, pretty much. It's either all or nothing now, isn't it?
But, well, yeah, that's it. Like you say, when you get a play like Dame, mate, that's the bar, isn't it?
I think it literally is win or bust now, isn't it?
Yeah, and obviously with Giannis, with a player of he's one of the best players in the league. Yeah, that's the bar, isn't it? Anything less is not good enough, is it, mate? So yeah, it's definitely.
I'm not gonna lie. See, as a Scotsman, right, that feels bizarre to say. I support a team that need to win. We should be winning. I'm used to us finishing the bottom of the table in every sport I watch. You escape relegation in football, and you're like, yes, that'll do. We'll take
that'll do it nicely. Yeah.
We finished 10th to 12th. That's fine.
Yeah, it's been wonderful.
So it's a bit of a bizarre moment sitting watching a team going, I expect us to win.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But there you go. So moving on, kind of thing. What would you say then? Your surprises? We've probably covered a couple already, but surprises and disappointments so far this year.
As in Bucks or league-wide?
Bucks.
Disappointment is probably Bobby Portis and Pat Connaughton. Both of them, Bobby Portis in particular, I love him. I think he's an absolutely brilliant player, brilliant guy. He's had a poorer season. He's been making poor decisions. But again, has a lot of that been coming because there's been no main focus. That seems to have changed slightly since Docs came in. So there's that. Pat Connaughton as well had a bit of a struggle to begin with. Seems to be finding his mojo as the season goes on.
Yeah.
So I'm never going with that. Biggest surprise, probably how badly it went with Griffin, but how well it went at the same time. We sat with a 30 and 13 record.
Yeah.
And then still, because I remember getting a notification to say that we're fired, and I was sitting on the couch going, nah, that's not right.
What? Yeah, that's going on.
We've won 60% of our games and we're getting rid. But yeah, it's an odd one, isn't it? But disappointment-wise, I like to try and stay positive anyway. So, if you've got a couple of players that are struggling, but they're now finding their way to go, I'll take it.
Mm.
You know, I've been a little bit disappointed at the fact that Doc hasn't played the likes of Ajax a bit more, and Beauchamp as well since he's came in. But obviously, Doc is quite well known for the fact that young players are not his number one picks.
Trust the vets, don't you? I think, yeah.
Which, you know what, it's like we've said all season, on a team like this where it is now win, yeah, you probably have to. But we've got a couple of very good young lads sitting on the bench. Why not give them a chance to showcase themselves in the regular season?
Well, and you find out if they are ready or not. I think, because if you give them a go in the regular season,
So I suppose in that aspect, yes, I'm disappointed in that. But at the same time, see if we win a championship at the end of the season, I'm just going to be happy regardless.
I'd like the disappointment, yeah.
I'd quite like to see Tanasa start every game. It's never going to happen. But, it could be lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you obviously you follow the book, so you'll have a better understanding than I will. What happened with Griffin and Terry Stotts before the season even started?
No idea. There seems to be something. Obviously, I don't know if it was like Griffin's plans, or because there was then talk of Stotts was actually brought in as Griffin's replacement should have things went wrong.
Yes.
Because
he's coached in the league a long time, didn't he, for Portland with Lillard, obviously, yeah. So
I don't know how true it was. It's basically stuff that I've read on the internet, so it's probably false anyway. But there was a lot of it seemed to be, Stotts was brought in basically as a guide of, you can choose what you want to do, but I'm here to sort of guide you and keep you. And then it came out that if that had failed, then Stotts was potentially the man that was going to step in.
Yeah. Was he the Lillard whisperer or something? Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's a bit weird because then there was a talk as well that Doc Rivers was in as a sort of aid as well, wasn't there, at one point in the season to help Griffin? Yes. You're looking at going, you really can't have had that much faith in your coach if you're bringing these guys in. Rivers has obviously said that that's not the case, but
yeah, I think it's always with a new coach, first head coaching job, a lot of pressure. I think getting Lillard in then with somebody who it's first time head coach, it's a tough job, and there's a lot of pressure then, dude.
It is when you add in everything else that then is going on as well, because obviously Damian Lillard's got a lot going on in his personal life that's taking its toll, which that's going to take your toll. It doesn't matter what you do in life. If whatever job you have, your personal life impacts your work life impacts your personal life. Bit different also when you're getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars and you're on TV every night. People are going to complain at the fact that, well, you're getting divorced, mate, but come on. That's nothing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but I mean, we're human at the end of the day, just like us, exactly. But yeah, you kind of forget that sometimes, don't you?
Exactly. So when you've got things going on like that, and you've got a coach who's new to the league, he's got more than one big, I say ego, but more than one big superstar to look after.
Yeah,
it is going to probably have a disappointing result, like it did.
Yeah,
but we move.
We move on. Move on to the next one.
We go with it.
What kind of Bucks fan are you then, Sean? Are you the if we lose, it's the worst thing, or are you more of a level-headed kind of guy when it comes to
there's 82 games in a season, isn't there? You can afford to lose. You can afford to lose a bunch and still make it. You're not going to win every game. In fact, it doesn't matter what sport it is. Look at Six Nations in rugby. How hard is it to go unbeaten for 5 games? It's not going to happen very often, is it? So,
absolutely.
If you lose, you lose. Don't get me wrong. I don't like being blown out. The Toronto loss at the start of the season is probably the most disappointing result I have seen in a couple of years for the Bucks. That was a proper kick in the teeth.
Yeah,
but we seem to have learned from it as we went forward. So, but no, there does seem to be. To be fair, it's not even Bucks fans; it's just fans in general, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Sky's falling after every defeat, but then after every win, we're going to win the league.
Like saying it's any sport, really, mate, isn't it? It doesn't really just basketball, does it?
I can't do it. Like,
sports, man.
I used to do it with football. That every result for Hibs was, the be all and end all, and it ruined your mood for the rest of the week.
Yeah,
Here's what it's like. We lost, we drew. We move on.
Absolutely. But at the moment, you're 33 and 21, so you're third in the East at the moment. The Celtics are just kind of running away with it, aren't they? Kind of, similar to what you guys did, really. Whether that turns out the same for them as it did for you guys last year, but it seems like it's Celtics, and then there's kind of everybody else underneath, doesn't it, at the moment?
You know what? I'm quite happy with that. Let them run away. Let them focus on themselves.
Yeah.
They've still got to get to the end of the season. That there's a good chance they end up burning themselves out as they go on. is, they're going out and playing hard, and by all means, go out, play hard, win the games. But, if you're pushing yourself that much, are you going to end up doing what you done with Joel Embiid and you end up with an injury?
Well, Porzingis is only one injury away, isn't he, from...
Exactly. A strong wind and that man's falling over and you're hoping that he's all right.
But, he's done all right at the moment, not to jinx him, but yeah.
Correct. But not it's hard to deny it. They are having a brilliant season. I spent a lot of time winding up Celtics fans when we blew them out at the Fiserv, because obviously they were on the back like a back-to-back, had 5 games in however many nights, and their players just went, nah, I'm done with this, take me off. And it was half time, and I'm sitting there, I was like, it's not enjoyable watching a rivalry game when you're taking players out.
But
no, it's hard to say that they're not having a good season, and obviously the rest of the East is just sort of playing amongst themselves now for second.
That's what it looks like. Everybody's playing for because I don't think you want to finish like 4th or 5th, do you? Because you're going to be probably come up against the Celtics, or you want to be 2nd or 3rd, do you? Probably.
Yeah, it gives you a tough run if you're dropping out of the top 4, I would say.
Yeah,
but that said, anybody can beat anyone, can't they? I think the Celtics will be hard to beat at home. I think they've proven that throughout the regular season. Their crowd are obviously very, very, very ferocious. Loud, boisterous.
That's one way to say about it.
To be fair, though, they're everything you want as a home team. Go for
absolutely.
Sometimes you can question it, but that's the kind of atmosphere you want away teams coming into and going, oh my God, is this what we're playing? So, I would quite happily take 2nd or 3rd in the conference, and I would be quite chuffed with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, could you throw out a season prediction then, Sean? How's the season going to finish? For your Bucks?
We're going to win the championship. I'm going with it. I'm going with confidence. I claimed it in 2021. From the start of the season, I took it from 2021 where we're going to do it, and we went on and done it. I generally do believe that if we can get Dame and Giannis firing on the offensive end and we're figuring out the defensive end, then I genuinely don't see many teams being able to stop us. I
think you're getting better defensively, aren't you? I think at the start of the season, it was really something wasn't right, wasn't it? I think, pretty safe to say.
Horrendous, wasn't it? But no, I think as Dobbs came in, obviously that's been his main focus, was to get some form of defensive sort of look, which he's got, and it seems to be working. I think 4 or 5 of the last 7 games we've kept opponents under 100 points.
Yeah.
So things like that I think are important. You look at that, right? That's a bonus. That's a good win. Moving on. So we obviously blew out the Hornets the other night. Again, I think we limited them. What was it? 26 points we limited them to in the first half.
In the half, first half. Yeah.
You're looking at it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, the Hornets have had a bit of a rough season, but you're looking at it going, it's still professional sport. That's a superb defensive outcome.
Yeah, I mean, the defense is always not going to be as good when you're replacing Lillard with Holiday. I mean, that goes without saying, doesn't it? But
you've changed the defensive superstar for an offensive one. There's going to be lapses somewhere, isn't there?
Yeah, but you've got to make sure you've got to be in the top 10 in defense, or else you're not going to win it, are you?
I quite enjoyed the mentality we had for a while. Was fine, you can score 140, you'll score 141.
You did have some very, very high scoring games, man, didn't you?
It was like you were playing football in a park when it's fine, right? Whatever you do, I can do better.
It's like the Kerry Keegan Newcastle of yesteryear, or something,
Pretty much, yeah. But now that we've got ourselves that sort of defensive mentality, and we seem to be improving that way, I think I can't see many teams being able to stop us. And there's probably, Celtics fans will say the same about the Celtics. Yeah, probably think other teams fans will go, well, we're going all the way as well. We've got this.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think there's very few teams that, if you've got Damian Lillard and Giannis firing on all cylinders for 3 or 4 games in a series, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, tough to beat over 7, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to say we're going to finish 3rd in the conference. We will make it out of the East, and we will win the championship.
Nice, mate. Confidence. I like it, mate. Yeah, that's good.
May as well. There's no point aiming low, is there?
No, absolutely not, mate. Absolutely not. No, that's right. I think going back to the defense thing, I think getting Pat Bevan's probably something to combat that, wasn't it?
I think he is our PJ Tucker from the year we won the championship.
Yeah, you needed a dog. You needed a dog, didn't you? And
PJ Tucker's mentality was fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Did he put up a lot of things on the box score? No, he wasn't. He was always a low scoring guy, never many assists. But his defensive grit, his mentality, the way he went was fantastic. I think I was a little bit shocked by the Pat Bev move. I'm not going to lie. Wasn't what I was expecting us to do on trade deadline day.
No, yeah.
To be fair, I don't think many folk expected that was the only trade we were making that day. But
no.
then, I think it's actually turned out in shock. God, our horse has known what he's doing yet again.
But what did you give up for Pat Bev? What did you give up for? Campaign.
Yeah.
I mean,
so,
if all you had give up's campaign,
Yeah, he had a couple of good games for us, but he never done a hell of a lot. So yeah, you know what, mate, off you go.
Had a couple of years of watching campaign, mate. I mean, he had moments, but defensive liability, unfortunately. And so if you've got 2 point guards who are both defensive liabilities, it's not going
to work for you, is it?
Well, because usually the point guards are tough on the opposition team. They're going to have the way else, aren't they? It's going to be a turnstile out there.
Do you want to know the thing that confused me watching campaign was he was left-handed in the way he shot. It always looked so unnatural the way he shot, and I'm still watching it. Like, how did he do this?
Unique, we'll call
it. I was like, you know that I don't have to watch it when I watch Bucks games. I'm more than happy. But no, I think Pat Bev has been a very good signing. He's brought the mentality that I think the changing room in general needed, and has given a put up the backside to a few guys who have maybe needed it. But he's not done it in public. But there's been some form of, come on, right, we've got this, let's go. And he's also produced one of the best gifs and memes of the season so far as well. So it's wonderful.
Absolutely. Do you think just for that then, dude?
Exactly. You know what? Great trade. We don't go any further this season, it's fine, because we'll always have that gif.
We'll always have it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like you say, yeah, you sometimes need that kind of veteran, don't you? Because Pat Bev's been in the league a while. You kind of forget, don't you? He's like, yeah, man, he's been in the league quite a while.
I can't wait for when we finish third in the league in the conference, and he's on the announcers table dancing and singing with his camera, celebrating. Anything less, and I will be disappointed.
That's going to be when you win your division, mate.
God, it's going to be beautiful. I can't wait.
It's the most thing he's ever won, mate. Like, it's going to be the best time for him, bless him.
It's funny, though, because he got a lot of stick for that, didn't he? But it was also kind of nice to see the passion.
It did.
Yeah,
that's the thing, isn't it? But it was funny. I'm not going to lie. I didn't laugh.
It was superb. It was not what anybody expected from a playing game. But
mate, this guy's celebrating just getting in the playoffs. I mean, you got to love it, haven't you? You got to love it. But like, he plays every game like it's a game 7. That's what Pat Bev gives you, isn't it? That's what he brings for you. He lives and dies by every play. Every minute he's on the floor, doesn't he? That's kind of what he gets. And I think that's probably what
it's exactly what we have needed. And I think we've actually missed since we got rid of PJ Tucker out of the team. Yeah. So, will it have the same effect? Does that mean that that's going to be what helps us get through the Celtic series, for example, similar to the next series a couple of years ago? Yeah. Who knows? But we'll find out.
Is Pat Bev going to? Yeah, is Pat Bev going to take Bobby Portis under his wing? and you're going to have 2 real enforcers there, mate. Like, we ain't giving nothing.
Bobby Portis is good to watch sometimes. He is quite happy to go fighting for his teammates.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah, he's one of them guys who'll definitely step in, won't he? no doubt, mate.
You don't want to be stared at by Bobby Portis when he gives you the eyes.
Yeah, those are they're the kind of players who you hate them if they don't play for your team.
Yeah.
And if they play for your team, you ride with them, don't you? That they're just fantastic.
That is exactly how Pat Bev was described to me by a Philly fan. Was very much you love him when he's on the team, you hate him when he's not. Grayson Allen is another example of that.
Oh, mate. Thank you for Grayson Allen, my friend, because I have enjoyed watching him this season, mate. Yeah, really.
You know what? I'm actually quite happy to see him doing so well.
Yeah, because you just hear the rep that he had, didn't you? Dirty player. I haven't seen nothing, mate, from Grayson Allen this year, mate.
He was known as a dirty player. He then had that incident with Caruso, which, you could sit and dive into for hours if you really wanted to.
Yeah. I didn't think he was that bad personally, but a lot of people say otherwise. But
contact happens. It's not nice, but it happens.
No, absolutely.
Well, I think it was maybe a good player, wrong time for him in the Bucks. Whereas he's obviously shown now what he can do with yourselves at the Suns. So,
absolutely, yeah.
As long as he can play well all season, as long as he doesn't, if he plays us, I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, as long as he can set out that down, mate.
Correct. But it's like Dante DiVincenzo at the Knicks, having a fantastic season.
Yeah.
He was underappreciated to an extent at the Bucks, and now you're watching him going, that's fine, mate, you can do that, but don't bring it back to him.
Don't be bringing it here, mate. Don't be bringing it here. Yeah, but no, absolutely. Yeah, sometimes, like you say, just wrong time, isn't it, for a certain player, and then it's frustrating sometimes because you feel like, man, he could have done that for us or something, but like you say, sometimes it's just a different situation in it where it
different situation, different players. Sometimes that's all you need, isn't it? Different coach.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. So, do you follow any other players, or do you follow the NBA in general, or is it kind of just Bucks? Is it all Bucks orientated?
I actually got into the Bucks thanks to the NFL, funnily enough.
Oh, right, okay.
So, big Packers fan. I followed the NBA for years. I've been at one game. I went to the Nets versus the Lakers in Brooklyn when I went to New York back in 2013.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Loved the experience, loved every moment of the game. But funnily enough, I didn't particularly enjoy watching either of the teams at the point. I was raging. Kobe was injured when when I was there.
Oh, gutted, mate. Yeah.
But I thought, right, so I never really sort of picked a team. Would just whatever was on telly, I would watch, kind of thing. Yeah. And then decided from there, if I was going to go over to America to watch NFL, I may as well support the basketball team that's nearest. So I ended up
a lot of people do that, mate, don't they? They kind of just it's same area, which
cuts costs if nothing else.
Yeah.
I don't think I support Vancouver in the ice hockey, so I can't imagine a trip from Vancouver to Green Bay to New York, out to LA, something like that. It costs a fortune to try and cover that.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Phoenix Suns fan, and then I'm a Baltimore Ravens, so I just didn't do that. I just let's just go the other side, like the other end of the.
I'll make it work in the future.
Yeah.
But so I got into the Bucks a while ago.
Yeah.
I still enjoy just watching any basketball game. Especially with the wee one. If I'm up through the night or if I'm at work and I'm working night shift and there's none on, I don't really care what game it is. I'll quite happily just watch it. Yeah. Also, I think this season the Thunder have definitely been a team that's been enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, sure.
Shea has been fantastic to watch on the Thunder. It's enjoyable. I hate myself for what I'm about to say now. I did enjoy watching the Pacers and Halliburton up until he started getting a little bit too cocky with his wrist up and thinking he was a new Dame.
Yeah.
And stealing game balls and things like that. So now I don't enjoy watching the Pacers. I hope they lose every game.
They did seem to have your number, didn't they, a couple of times, mate?
I think a lot of that comes out of the fact that we didn't have anything to defend them with. They're obviously a fast team, which they are. The numbers they put up could be fun to watch.
Yes.
The in-season tournament, they were very enjoyable to watch.
They were,
and things like that. But I think come playoff time, they'll have their number. So
yeah.
I still do enjoy watching Halley. I think he's quite fun to watch. I think he's an exciting prospect. And, I say prospect, but exciting for what he's got coming. Same with Shea. They're good fun, but it would be nice to have them on your team, wouldn't
it? Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
You wouldn't say no.
Well, some of them had him on their team and then gave him away. I mean, Shea was at the Clippers, wasn't he? And he was just a throw-in in the Paul George trade, wasn't he?
It's mad. That was like Chris Middleton was by a trade with Detroit. Middleton was just a throw into the trade and look what he's became. But
sometimes you just don't know, do you?
Exactly. But no, I think it's hard not to watch the Thunder and not enjoy it. Unless they're playing your team and they're absolutely pumping you. But for the most part, I think you're watching them and they're young, they're exciting, they're fast.
Going, they are young, man, aren't they? Like they've got nobody over over 30, I swear.
And they've still got about 3,000 draft picks to come.
Literally, yeah. They've got like 7 first rounders over the next 10 years or something stupid like that. Madness, right? Yeah. That's the dream, isn't it? To build your team young from that point, and then to have draft picks as well while you're rebuilding and actually that's the dream right there, mate.
That's where I think it then catches you out eventually, doesn't it? I think this is where they need to look at doing something, because obviously you've then got your max contracts and things that you can offer guys. You can't offer every single one of them the money that they'll be looking for. Or deserve, depending on how they come out. But but that will no doubt somehow benefit the Thunder as time goes on anyway, and they'll trade away, a slightly older, still young player and get something daft back in return.
Yeah.
So
are they one of them teams though we were good in the regular season and then when the playoff comes, it's almost a different game. The difference between regular season and postseason now, man, is wider than it's ever been, hasn't it? I don't know if you agree, mate, but I think
it may take them a couple of years to figure that one out. But they're young enough that they can afford that. If they make the playoffs, they're having a fantastic season this year. If they make the second round of the playoffs this year, right, that's what you can build on. And you build forward from there. Go, right, next season we're doing this.
Yeah.
But no, I do fairly enjoy watching them if the Bucks aren't on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Obviously, if the Bucks are on, that's where you're at, isn't it? It's,
Absolutely. What about yourself?
I mean, it's Suns for me usually, mate. Obviously, but with the time difference, I can watch a game before the Suns come on, kind of thing, you know. So yeah, it's whoever's on. I mean, usually you guys are kind of like one of the first games, aren't you, of the evening? So you know, it's usually the East Coast, isn't it? Whatever's going on the East Coast, and then I can get a game in before the Suns come on. So yeah,
I don't get how you can do that. Like a guy I work with is a Suns fan as well, and it's like I'm just sitting up and watching this. You're like, mate, you're coming to work at 6 a.m. You even go to sleep.
Yeah. Well, luckily for me, mate, I'm just getting in at like 2 a.m., mate, so it's ideal for me. So
What for you?
in. Yeah, it works for me. But yeah, mate, sometimes I've done it where I've stayed up. Sometimes I've got up early.
I've done it for the year that we went through the championship in 2021. I stayed up for every playoff game I could, but I was going into work, like especially during the finals or the Nets series that went Game 7 of the Nets series.
Oh yeah,
I finished at like 6:15 in the morning. I had to be in work for past 5:30. Like, I'm going into work. I was putting sellotape on my eyelids. Like, you know, right? I'm awake. I can do this.
Yeah,
I'll wait in the corner for a nap.
Oh yeah, just power through, mate.
Oh, it's a killer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair play to the guys. Fair play to you for being able to do that, because I struggle if it's a West Coast trip. In fact, to be fair, I struggle to stay up for the games as it is with the rewind and things like that. I normally watch them back in the morning with my little girl.
Yeah,
but if it's a West Coast trip, I don't even consider staying up for it.
No, yeah, mate. Yeah, it's you're either insane or you're not, aren't you? So
exactly.
Yeah, you know, it's the love of the game, mate, isn't it? Absolutely. Yeah, but yeah, I should have revisited the team idea, but mate, when you pick the team, that's it, man. You know
exactly. You can't change once you're there. That's it.
Oh no. Once you brought merch, it's merch official. That's it. It's over.
I like that. That's it.
There's no going back, mate. No switching teams now, man.
That's official. That's you done. You will stick with them, man.
Absolutely. So obviously, we can see in the background on the video that you've got a couple of jerseys knocking around there, mate. You must be a jersey guy then, obviously.
I am. I'd show you my cupboard if I could. I've got a disgusting amount of jerseys in there. Hooping and looting, obviously Elliot. I buy most of them off of him.
Yeah.
He pops on and like, it's fine. And then he goes, it's in the 4 or 5 bucket, right? You know what? Screw it, I'm having it. 45 quid for a jersey. You're not saying no, are you? But now, amazingly, I wasn't actually a shirt collector before. My wife bought me the signed Giannis jersey, which is a training top, for the first anniversary of the UK Bucks account, still kicking about.
Yeah.
The Thanasis one was then just a gift from a mate. And then the same mate managed to organise getting the Dame Lillard one. So it sort of just grew arms and legs from there.
Absolutely. So, how many roughly then do you think you've got now? What do you say? Uh-oh.
At least 20.
20's a decent, mate. That's good, man.
We're getting there. I'm going to get to the stage. I'm going to go on holiday. I'm going to have to book a 3-week holiday in Spain just so I can wear every jersey for a day.
Decisions, man. Which one to wear? Who knows? Yeah.
How many are you taking? I'm taking them all. Right. Okay.
All of them. Everyone. Yeah.
Sometime I need to go do my jersey exchange. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. So are they all Bucks jerseys, or do you kind of?
Most are related to the Bucks. I've got a couple that are out with. I went through a little phase, which I'm still going through, of trying to collect sort of legends of the game as we're going. So I've got a Kobe, a LeBron. There's an MJ in there.
Nice.
I like Luka Doncic, so I've got one of his. I've got a Steph, like things like that. That if there's players that I enjoy watching, I'll quite happily buy their jerseys at the same time.
Yeah,
I'm not going to wear them out, but I'm quite happy to have them there. But no, I think the majority of the Bucks ones are. Obviously, it used to be quite hard to find any Bucks jersey in the UK that wasn't Giannis.
Yes.
So about 90% of them are Giannis jerseys. I've been lucky enough to find a couple of Giroux, a Chris.
Yeah.
Bobby Portis now. Got Bobby Portis one in there.
Yeah. Nice.
So nice. And a couple of sort of Kareem and Oscar Robertson ones going back a bit in time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Legend, obviously. Yeah. I'm trying to find a Lillard one for my nephew, mate. Can't find any unless I'm ordering it from America. It's not happening.
Amazingly, they actually ran out in America as well in the bookstore. They did
really? Oh wow!
I found it the easiest way to do it because I've got a customized Thanasis jersey with Tenacity on the back, which I couldn't resist doing. But if you go into the NBA store and you do customize, you can normally just pick who you want and put players in.
Yeah.
So actually works, but it was impossible to find them.
Yeah, no. Because he's a Bucks fan as well, so he's He's got his Giannis jersey, obviously, but
yeah, I want to. What that is.
Well, yeah, I want to get him a Lillard one if I can, but it's proving difficult at the moment, man. But hopefully one day we can sort it out. So, what's your favourite Bucks jersey that they've got at the moment? Then, so they've got the four jerseys. Have you got a favourite one? Are you more of a traditional, or are you a bit more outside the box?
I'm torn between two. I love the black one that's got the antlers upside of it. Obviously, we had we had the green one that was like that for a while as well, and then they brought that back permanently for the black one. Yeah, love that, and also the City Edition one.
Yeah, I love that. That's class. The blue one.
Yeah, I was actually a little bit unsure on it when I first seen it. And the more I've seen it, and now that I've got one in person, you look at it and go, actually, that works really well. I love that.
Yeah, when you play at home and the court colours there, it looks really sick, man. Yeah.
So probably go City Edition for this season.
Nice. All-time jersey, have you got a favourite all-time? It doesn't have to be Bucks, but, pressure's on.
Oh, no. I'd probably go more simple on that one, and I'd probably stick with the antlers on the side. It's small, it's subtle, but it's nice.
Simplistic in a way, isn't it? Probably not the right word, but it's a simple design, but it works, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
It works perfectly. That or anything purple. The purple jersey we had a couple of years ago, absolutely loved.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a thing for purple tops as a Hibs fan. Anything we bring out purple, I'm like, I need that.
I need that.
But ironically, then makes me enjoy quite a lot of the Suns jerseys.
Yeah, I mean, we do jerseys well, man. I'm not going to lie. I might be biased, but we do some class jerseys, man.
Some of the Valley jerseys that you guys bring out, I'm sitting looking at it going, I need to buy one of them. I need to get that number.
That's what I'm like every year, mate. I'm like, I'm going to have to buy that one.
Credit card.
Oh, literally, mate. Honestly, it's terrible. It's either that or some trainers or something. So,
absolutely.
Just taking over my life, mate. I'm waiting for the book ones. Waiting for the right colourway for them come out, man. That's going to cost me, but
I just got myself a pair of custom Giannis ones.
Nice. He's got a few shoes out, hasn't he, Giannis?
They're comfy though. That's the thing.
Yeah. I've got a couple. I've got a pair of freak ones. The first one he brought out, and very, very comfortable, mate. Yeah,
they're great,
decent. But So that's it. That's about it, mate. Unless there's anything else you want to add to the.
Let's put pressure on yourself. What's your favourite all-time jersey?
Oh, mate. I mean, the Suns Sunburst, mate, is an absolute classic. The 90s, it just doesn't get old, mate. It doesn't get old. Great. We just bring it back every 10 years or so.
I think it'd be great marketing.
Absolutely. The Valley one as well. That was a massive plus. Obviously, unfortunately, losing to you guys in the finals with it, but in terms of the marketing and stuff, they just nailed it.
Maybe that's why I like it so much.
Hey, mate, you were the best. You had the best player in the series, mate.
I still stand by that. It was a fantastic series of basketball, though.
The quality,
even taking out, the fact the Bucks won it, the fact it was a very enjoyable series going back and forth.
It would be for you, mate.
Oh yeah, that is true. But even the two games you won at the start of the series, it was actually enjoyable to watch. It wasn't a complete whitewash on one side or the other. It was actually just nice to see.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, Giannis to 50 to finish it off was just at some point, mate. You just have to hold your hands up and go. It's just.
There's nothing
it's just too good, mate. There's nothing you could do. We didn't have anybody who could get anywhere near him, and that's how it went. Fully deserved, mate. We didn't. I don't know how we got there, mate. I was still kind of. It was one of them how the hell are we here? I have no idea how we got here, but
got to enjoy it while you're there, though.
You want to win when you get there. That's the thing, isn't
right.
it? Yeah. But, that's how it goes. But I mean, the Sunburst, mate, is the classic. The classic one, isn't it? So I'd probably go with that, mate. So
good call, great call.
So we better wrap things up there, man. So do you want to give yourself a shout out, some self promotion, mate? You said you got the podcast going, dude.
So we've got our own UK Bucks podcast. It's called Don't Give a Buck. It's on iTunes, Spotify. Yeah, very creative name.
It's decent, that, mate. Like it.
We are a little bit poor getting episodes out. We aim for every 2 weeks in the season. We have drastically failed at that. So they come out when they come out, but you can also give us a follow on Twitter or X at UK_Bucks. Any podcast that comes out will be sort of sent, posted on there, along with all the links to all the other bits and pieces. We're on Instagram, albeit not quite as active, but yeah.
I need a social media intern, mate. It takes up too much of your time, man.
It's hard going trying to keep up.
Yeah, really. Because the games just come so thick and fast as well,
Correct.
don't they? But,
you blink and you miss them.
Literally, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, everybody go give Sean a follow, mate. He's very active on the Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. So as again, I'm Matt at PostUp323. Give this a like, guys. It'll also be available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So you can follow the Shooters Lounge at Shooters Lounge 3 on Instagram and Twitter. So thanks very much for listening or for watching, and we will see you again very soon. Take care.